You're watching TVC Breakfast. It's time for us to look at the headlines across Nigerian newspapers, and I have with me in the studio to make sense of all of this two lawyers that always give us a perspective from the learned perspective. I have Jide Ologun here. Jide, good to see you.
Good morning,
good
Mike.
Morning. Good day. And I have Tunji Abdulhammed here as well. Tunji, good morning.
Good morning.
Good to see you.
Thank you very much.
Great. Now let's begin with Blueprint newspaper. Blueprint says, Southern governors to Northern State Governors Forum on power shift. No one can stop your freedom of expression. That is the Blueprint newspaper saying that. No one can stop your freedom of expression there. Middle Belt Forum slams Northern governors, elders. It says governors are beneficiaries of power rotation. All right, we'll mobilize 3 million against any candidate from the north. That's a group saying that. So all of this still fallout from the meeting recently. All right, from there, let's go to leadership. Still talking about power shift. Northern groups divided over Kaduna declaration. Northern groups divided over Kaduna declaration. Middle Belt and youths disown Northern governors, traditional rulers. A resolution portends a bleak future. Nigeria collapsing under Northern leadership. Ohaneze is saying this. And all right, just other headlines in there. Right, from there, let's go to the Nation newspaper. Nation is focusing on the same thing. North's elders to governors negotiate 2023 power shift. More knocks for North's governors from the Middle Belt Forum, Ohaneze, Afenifere, and others. All right, that's the Nation newspaper there. From there, let's go to the Vanguard. Hard knocks for Northern governors over stand on value-added tax as well as power shift. Okay, they're seeking breakup of Nigeria. Middle Belt Forum is saying this. As a Middle Belt people, not part of North, Supreme Court should resolve VAT tussle and all of that. Just some writers there on from that story. From there, let's go to the Nigerian Tribune. For rejecting power shift, Northern governors under fire. Okay, 1999 Constitution, PDP, APC constitutions support zoning. Adegboruwa is saying this. Okay, and other multiple writers there. That's the Nigerian Tribune. From there, let's go to This Day. This Day newspaper says the 2023 Ohaneze roars, condemns Northern governors, berates PDP, states how Balewa, Gowon, Mohammed, Shagari, others underdeveloped North. All right, these are all opinions in there. Says another Northern president will, all writers there. This Day. Daily Sun is next, and it says Afenifere, Middle Belt Forum, Ohaneze, Sani hit Northern governors and leaders. You left massive killings going on to talk about power shift. Middle Belt Forum is saying this. Okay, that's the Daily Sun. From there, let's go to Daily Trust. Daily Trust newspaper focusing on the same thing, but technically 2023 expectations, doubts as Jega, Utomi, others mobilize against the APC and the PDP. Why movement will fail? Lawyers are giving their opinions there. A present arrangement favors two parties. Dons are saying this. They are not a threat. PDP and APC are saying this. All right, that's Daily Trust. This Nigeria is next, and it says Abuja procession, Shiites security in bloody clash. 8 feared killed and police arrest 57. Right, that's Nigeria. Daily Times. Daily Times says Ngige, NMA, NARD or NARD meet over strike. That's the resident doctors. As NMA blames former NARD leadership for lingering strike. Former NARD leadership, a bad example to practice of medicine. Labour Minister is saying this. Johesu reiterates threats to shut down hospitals, other healthcare facilities. Still on the issue of strike in there. That's Daily Times. From there, let's go to First News. Nigerians no longer safe. Ngige cries out. Minister of Labour cries out. Nigerians no longer safe. Okay, that's he's talking about the issues of kidnapping and other security challenges in there. That's First News. New Telegraph is next. New Telegraph says recover 2.659 trillion naira to Federation account. Nati is saying this. Being debts owed by 77 oil gas companies. Senate orders oil gas companies to relocate to operational bases. Okay, this has been a great controversy over the years. All right, New Telegraph. From there, let's go to Nigerian News Direct. High production cost. Senate seeks relocation of oil firms to host communities. Senate seeks relocation of oil firms to host communities. That's Nigerian News Direct. The Guardian is next. Guardian says 77 oil firms owe Nigeria $6.48 billion amid continuous borrowing. Nigeria debt may hit 40 trillion naira by 2022. An outstanding tax enough to offset budget deficit, says ex-CITN boss. All right, all of that on the front page of The Guardian. The Punch newspaper is next. Federal government releases fresh debtors list. November, 77 oil firms owe 2.66 trillion naira. Firms fail to remit petroleum profit tax, income tax, education tax, value-added tax, others. We are partnering EFCC and NFIU to recover 2.66 trillion naira from oil firms, says agency. Okay, that's the Punch newspaper. The National Economy is next. Why rising oil prices won't benefit Nigerians or benefit Nigeria. Economists are looking at various parts of this. And that's the National Economy. Daily Independent says 77 oil firms owe federal government 2.6 trillion naira as it borrows for budget deficit. Okay, that's the last one we're looking at right now. Okay, let's get into the issues now. The power shift brouhaha, or the controversy, is still on, where people are still talking. There's still a lot of debate. Most of the papers today are focusing on this issue of power rotation, which stemmed out or was a fallout of part of the discussions of the Northern Governors Forum recently. Tunji, let me start with you on this. I've been asking, why is this a big deal when we talk about issues of power rotation to the north or to the south or to the east or to the west? Why is it so much of a big deal when we are always approaching an election? When by now politicians know, leaders know, young people know, youth, women, everyone knows that despite all the rotation over the years, Nigeria, we're still not where we're supposed to be yet. So why is this topic being this big?
Yeah, it is a big topic for them because it's all about politics. It's all about gaining power. It's all about having access to the common wealth of the country and not about the people. If it's about the people, we'll not be talking about from the north, from the south, from the west. We'll be looking at who is qualified, who has the capacity to do the job, which I think that's what we should be looking at, not about where you come from. In as much as I see all this debate as unnecessary, because as far as I'm concerned, it's not the rotation or zoning of president of the office of the president of Nigeria is not a matter of constitution. So it's not as of right. It's not a right for you to say.
So the Northern Governors Forum, they were right when they said it is unconstitutional.
It's not, you won't say it's unconstitutional. It's not covered by the Constitution. Okay. The Constitution is silent about it because there are two.
What's the difference?
If you say unconstitutional, that means there's a provision of the law already, but that provision of the law contradicts another provision or something. That's when you say it's unconstitutional. But as it is today, we don't even have provision regarding zoning or rotational president. It's not in existence. It's not an issue to be discussed. So I expect the southern governors or whoever wants power to shift to his own side to play the politics, because occupying the office of the president of Nigeria, it's not about selection. It's about election. So it's not about, and we're not running the one-party system, whereby you say once all of us come together and then we agree and say we must go to so it happen. If APC decide to say we are going to the north, PDP say we are going to the south, other parties have the right to say we are not going there because it's not a matter of constitution. It's a matter of lobby. So I expect the southern governors who are eager to have power change to their own side to play the politics of lobbying, to play the politics of approaching their colleagues and talk to them. Let me ask this question. Will Governor Akeredolu be ready to campaign and support a southern president from PDP, if it's given by this, if PDP decide to choose a southern candidate, and the APC decide to choose a candidate from the north, will Governor Akeredolu, will Governor what's it called, Sanwo-Olu, and other governors who are from the south decide to say, okay, now that you have our party has decided to go through the to the north, we are going to support the south. Will they do that? With the vice versa, with the Wike say because the PDP is bringing a candidate from the north, go to APC and say, since APC is bringing the candidate from the south, we are going to support them. They're not going to do that. I see all these press releases, I see all these statements they're making as just a playing to the gallery and eating up the polity. As far as I'm concerned, getting the position of the office of the presidency is not about selection, it's not about agreement, it's about who has a support of the people in terms of vote. So what I expect them to do is to the people in APC, the southern governors, should lobby their counterparts in APC, the governors, or those the stakeholders who can determine where the presidency will go to lobby them and see how they can secure the ticket for somebody from the south, not to eat up the politics by just making statements.
In true terms, when we are talking about the Northern Governors Forum, it is not only about one political party. They all come together to, to decide whatever they're deciding. And then if you see the Southern Governors Forum as well, it cuts across different political parties.
So you're right when will the Southern Governor try to dump his party and support the other party because he's not bringing a candidate from what they're asking for?
It's okay. Now, Jide, I wonder what you make of this issue. We have already said that although this issue is not constitutional, but we have always known that this rotation where he goes there and then after two terms, not more than 2 terms, he comes back here, and all of that. I was asking that we've been through this circle over and over and over again. Every time we get to a general election, it is the issue of, okay, when are we going to get used to the fact that, okay, of course, now we know that the presidency has been here all the while. Of course, it's just normal for it to move to the other side when the next cycle comes. Although we know it's not constitutional, but there has been this arrangement by political parties where it gives a sense of belonging to every part of the country. What do you make of this?
When we embrace good governance, then we should be able to get out of this circle. What we are witnessing now are just symptoms. Henry Ford said that coming together is the beginning, staying together is progress, and working together is success. So we have not been able to synchronize our efforts. And when you talk about good governance, it's the end product of democracy. People choose who they want to govern them, and they carry out the mandate of governance. And there are some elements in good governance. You talk about transparency, you talk about responsiveness, you talk about inclusiveness, you talk about equity, you talk about effectiveness and efficiency, and on and on and on, that will enhance the fortunes of the people. And if, for example, today, Nigeria has 24/7 electricity, the exchange rate is 100 naira to $1. All right, the unemployment rate is 7%. Our total indebtedness is 2 trillion naira. Nobody will be talking about where the president is from. So there is a collapse of synergy, and we are going back in time. In few days, we shall be celebrating the 61st independence anniversary. I recall that in 1953, May Day, there was this Kano riot caused by the same air that is blowing in Nigeria now. The failure to synchronize. The Southerners said at that point, we must get our political independence from the colonial masters. The Northerners said, no, we are not ready now. And it led to the Kano riot of 1953, killing each other. And today, we are still flying that kite. We have not been able to come together to maximize the enormous resources in this country. And having said that, it may not be enshrined in our constitution. And what the elements are referring to now is that the constitution has spelled out how a president should arise. But then there is a convention within the party structure that we are going to, pass this thing round. So it may amount to betrayal. I quite agree that for the purpose of argument, you now say, okay, let's go and state our strength. But let me help the Southerners. I've seen a formula, and we must be gatekeepers. When it comes to voting, you may lose out in the South when elections come. Because these so-called bandits that are being pushed out of their region to other parts of the country will come with their PVC to vote. There may not even be rigging. Let me ask a simple question with reference to Lagos State. Call for election in Agege today. Then take a census of those who are there to vote. They will come in motorbikes and different kinds of things in your own region and vote you out of office. So, Mr. Governors, all of you, watch deeply. I think your concern now should be how to revive the economy of this nation, how to restore security to this nation. We are talking about the Apapa gridlock. We are talking about the fact that there may be fuel scarcity because some tankers are stuck in some bad portions of the road. So reportedly also, perhaps mistakenly, some trucks are reported to have been held down in Maradi. What are Nigerian trucks doing in Maradi? Are these governors aware that NNPC is planning to set up filling station in Niger Republic? Niger Republic is being developed rapidly. Today, the total indebtedness is at 3 trillion naira. We are talking about where the presidency is from. If you don't embrace the concept of good governance, it doesn't matter where the president is from. We continue in the same circle. So, what is the mandate of government? The primary mandate. Section 14, subsection 2 of the Nigerian Constitution 1999 as amended says that the security and the welfare of the people shall be the primary purpose of government. Today, sir, resident doctors are on strike. The other doctors are threatening to join. You see, ASU threatening strike. Dollar is about 560 naira to a dollar. All right, the food inflation is about 22%. The total indebtedness is about 33 trillion naira. Do you know, sir, that there's a report now that Nigeria lost $190 billion to export of raw cocoa when we are supposed to have moved to the secondary level of of wealth creation, industrialize the nation, and maximize. Today we are still talking about fuel subsidy, exporting our crude oil, importing refined oil at premium to the people. So let's focus. You forget about politicking for now. Let's focus on how can we deliver on good governance. If not, we just continue.
All right. Otherwise, we'll keep talking about this over and over and over again. Now, Tunji, the point there is from the mind picture that Jide has painted. If you look at the governance system in Nigeria, we still do a lot of things in very crude ways and in very old ways, where the way we've been doing it in 1960 or 1963 or 1966 or whatever, or 1980 is still the same way, the same style, the same approach to everything. At what point are we going to change our systems where we demystify leadership and then talk about bringing up new ideas, reaching out to everybody, creating an inclusive system where everybody has a sense of belonging? Because you'll be talking about the issue, the civic space shrinking by the day.
I think I am not surprised that we are not moving from where we are, or we are even going back.
Why
when you talk
surprised?
about we are still doing the same thing as what has been done in 63, who are those in charge? Are they not the same set of people that were there, and they are still using the idea of that 70s and 60s to rule the current situation? We have a country whereby we have a president whose certificate is was challenged, whose qualification is being challenged, whose capacity is being challenged. We have a president that people will say, look, you see, the governance, that's like Ologun said, we can only see good governance in this country when we have right people in the right position. We don't select people based on merit. We talk about where you come from. We talk about a rotational system where it must be our turn. Your turn, what benefit are you getting from the turn? The northern, I've been marginalized. I am from the North Central. I've never been president. I can also say, even you are talking about North. Which North are you talking about? Is it South? Is it West? Is it East? Is it Central? I am from the Central. We have not been allowed to take position. And I'm not fighting for that, because I've seen that, look, getting position, becoming the president of the country is clearly stated how to become the president. It's not about selection. And we are making one mistake. One mistake. The mistake is that we are using parties' agenda or parties' program as national program. Because when people talk about, we have been seeing them, they have been rotation. People have been, when this one used it for 2 years, and that person have been used. That is a party arrangement. And the party who made that arrangement can tomorrow and say, I'm no longer doing it. It's not by force. It's not a national issue. And that's why I say it's not constitution. So you can't force them to say, since you have been doing this, APC has no rotation arrangement. So anybody can say, look, APC are not aware that there is no any rotation arrangement under APC. PDP has a rotation arrangement. They can at the same time say, we don't want it again because it's not fair for us. Or we don't, this is not where I want to go. This is where I want to go. So we are using parties. If we are using parties' agenda, agenda, we're making mistakes. Rotational or Sony is not a national issue. It's a party issue, and we must go by that party solution. Right. I am also have been marginalized. North Central has not been considered. I've also been fighting for that.
Tunji, all right. So many Nigerians feel marginalized, but it's okay. Of course.
But wealth creation.
I may be contesting for the presidency.
Wealth creation does not marginalize anybody. No, so when you make room for prosperity, you have that inclusiveness and patriotism.
All right, we have to leave it here now. Thank you so much, Tunji Abdulhammed, and we hope you're not marginalized. You come up for president.
I have the freedom to support somebody from the
No, of course. You have the right to do that. The Constitution grants that. And Jide Ologun, thank you so much for coming.
God bless Nigeria.
God bless Nigeria. Thank you.